I've known Victor for over 12 years now. One of the first things when we met that I noticed was his ability to think differently. When I heard him talk and when I heard him teach and the way he talked and taught, something changed in me. And it was, I'd never really heard someone think that way before. And so I was all ears. I was open. He was ready to teach. I was ready to listen. And so it was very cool just to hear what God was doing in his life. And one thing that I noticed right away was his determination to be excellent in everything he does. And we all know him, so we know when he does something, he gives it like 120%. And so at first, when I first met him, it was things like fitness. He took me and showed me, and he was doing all these experiments on himself, like eating protein at night to see what would happen and things like this. And then it was table tennis. He had a table tennis machine set up in his room. And then it was discipleship. I learned most of what I know about discipleship was from Victor. And the framework that he gave me is still what I use today and that I try and pass on and teach to other people as well. And then other things like ultimate frisbee, of course. He has become a personalities. I understood personalities really for the first time with Victor. And I think the same reason he liked personalities is the same reason I like personalities. And so it was very helpful for us thinkers to help understand other people more. And on and on, many other things. But one thing that was fun was with Victor, he gave himself the freedom to think outside the box. And so I remember we were doing children's ministry together here in Southeast Asia. And one time he just decided towards the end of our ministry that we should change some of the stories. And so the stories that we were teaching the kids about, the different truths of God, he decided, let's just change the stories and just completely go crazy, do something different. And I know some of the ladies, that was hard for the people who were more structured and who were expecting things to go one way. But for me, I thought it was great. I thought it was an adventure. I didn't know any different, and it was fun. It was a challenge to see if we could actually pull it off, and I think we did. So it's pretty cool. And then other things like we went to an escape room during like a break, I think. And so then suddenly he decided, let's do an escape room for all of the teaching students, and we'll just make up something. And so we had crazy afros in Afghanistan and some random other things that we just up and created, and we did it. It came across, and so I really felt like he was the brains of the operation, and then the rest of us were just his hands and feet and other things. But it worked, and it was really cool. And I think that was neat to be a part of a team it was tight and it was well run and it worked. So I think some things, Victor, are just your ability to lead well and your ability to help shift outside of normal paradigms that most of us take for granted. You really think beyond that. And I think, when you first started leading, I think these were just they were like raw skills and raw instincts that God gave you. But then I think over the years, I've seen them grow deeper and mature. And I think a lot of that recently is in part to Deborah, which is very cool to see how God has brought her into your life to temper those powerful tools in your life, but he's brought her in. And so I really think of the verse, as iron sharpens iron. And I really see you both working together to create a beautiful team. I really think this is a power team. There's a power couple right here. And I'm beyond excited to see what God is going to do with you all. So thank you for being here. Thank you for what you guys do for the kingdom. And I'm so excited to see. So I just want to, just as we get ready to eat, I just thought let's pray and thank our gracious God for just the goodness that we have in this life. I love you.
Hey everyone. All right. Hey Victor. Hey Deborah. Okay, so I'm a childhood friend of Victor, and I just want to say a few words because Victor and family have a big impact on me, and they have really shaped my life in a lot of ways. Okay, so about 20 years ago, I had the privilege of living in Victor's house for 1 year, and it was an amazing experience, right? It's very, very chaotic everyone's doing their own thing. One person wants to bake cake, another person wants to char kway teow, another person wants to eat 30 eggs. So plenty of things going on. But with the chaos, there's a lot of problems that come out also. But what is amazing to me was that out of all the problems, they can still make jokes about it. They can still come together and they can still stick together as a family. And that's something that I never forget and have learned throughout my life. And yeah, it's impacted me a lot also. Now, as for Victor, he has impacted me in three main ways. All right. And the first one is, I think, his fearlessness, right? He really not scared of a lot of things. Okay. For example, we went to a military camp and the sergeant, you know, when you go to a military camp, what you will naturally think of is that go there, shut up, and follow orders, right? But Victor is always there challenging the sergeant, asking lots of questions until the sergeant don't know what to answer. And also he will just wander off into the woods, don't know where he goes, and I will just follow him wherever he goes. So he's always been a leader since young. And perhaps the other one that can come to mind is that he's very fearless in challenging people. I think there was once I heard this story of a pastor said something like, if you can speak in tongue, only if you can speak in tongue, then you can go heaven. And then he asked, what if that person cannot speak? Then you cannot, then have to go hell lah, like that. So he is not afraid to challenge people, and that's so pastors, be careful what you put out there because Victor will come and challenge you. Yeah, but out of the fearlessness, it could be immaturity, but that character has grown, I think, and I've learned a lot from it, and it allowed me to take a lot of risks because of that, and that has really helped me in the where my career path. Even my career path is because of him. He started the gym business, and then after that, he went on to do other things, and then now I'm stuck in that. But yeah, really appreciate that he is the one that really gave me the confidence. And a lot of times I meet up with him, even now, we'll share a lot about what has succeeded, but that's not so much of a interesting topic for us. It was more of the failures, and we would celebrate those failures, and I really appreciate that because he would be very happy for me to fail because he knows that it's gonna allow me to grow as a person. And I'm also very happy when I hear his failure stories and he's not afraid to share about it. And because I'm happy that he's also gonna challenge him and grow him. So that's something that I really treasure a lot. Now, the second thing that Victor has really passed on to me is his obsession. Okay, he's really obsessed about a lot of things except for money. Right? He can obsess about every other thing and then he can burn his money every time. Right? So his obsession in guitar, in frisbee, in media, in lots of other things like leadership, business, sales, and so on and so forth. And all these things, every time he do something new, I will catch up with him. He will tell me how amazing this skill set is and all these things. I'll catch up, I'll go and learn that skill set. By the time I learn to a bit of mastery, he will move on to the next thing. And then I have to catch up on the next thing again. But this is something that I really learned because it's like, you just follow and do what you love. Do what you're passionate about. Don't care about the money. Figure out later. Just focus on what you're passionate about and do it really well. And that's what I've learned from him as well. And the third thing, I think at the core of what I shared, the first 2 points, which is his fearlessness and also his obsession, is at the core of it, I believe he is a true giver. Yeah, he really want to share with others his experience, right? So he's obsessed about things so they can share this to other people, especially to me. I got a lot out of it. And also his fearlessness. Try new things. He's able to share his experience, even though he failed, because he's the first one to do it. He'll be able to share the experience, he share the vision, and he's always thinking 3 steps ahead of most people. So yeah, I really appreciate that from him. Now, as for your marriage, really appreciate, really thankful that you didn't go with the other option. If not, your life would be miserable. Uh, but and you finally decide on Deborah, and really, yeah, I'm very, very happy for you. I'm happy for both of you. Okay, so yeah, I think I better drop the mic before I say anything wrong. And and yeah, just want to say that may your future, may both of you be filled with victories. All right, thank you.
There's so many stories about Victor. When he was 7 or 6 years old, we asked him, "Who are you going to marry?" And you know what? He was playing his toys and he said, "You choose, mommy." And I think Marie would like to hear that for Casey. And Victor is really one of a kind, unique. He's not a non-conformist, idealistic. And the other thing that happened was when he was about 12 or 13 years old, we had a family outing somewhere, overnight stay, and he asked me in the night, "Mommy, is God real?" I said, "Of course, you've been reading the Bible and you should know. Just pray only." But he said, "No, I need to know the existence of God. If he's not real, I'm not going to follow him." So I prayed very hard. Victor is somebody that you cannot just convince. Um, you know, I have to pray to God. God will get through to him. And I think after 2 days or 2 nights of him contemplating, he actually came and told me that, yes, I believe in that God sent Jesus to die on the cross, and I want to give my life to him. Is that right? Do you remember? And I think that changed the trajectory of his life. And he became very passionate, and he served W7. There were always endless people coming to our house and to the attic, if you all remember. And I think I want to say thank you to Rachel. Where's Rachel Lau? Where's Rachel Lau? Oh. Okay, I as a mother will be, of course, watching what's going on. And Rachel Lau, you were one of the early leaders that he really looked up to.
Okay.
And I think you were like an influencer. I saw Rachel, she'd be walking like this, and then behind her, a troop of boys, right? A troop of boys, one of them Victor. And I think later on, Victor is walking, and then there are a troop of boys behind him. So thank you for influencing him. And now you're in Singapore. Praise the Lord. And I also want to mention my friend Adrian. Adrian, you have taken Victor as one of your sons. He goes every week to play football, and always she would have lasagna, something for Victor. Thank you for your part in his life. And then also I want to mention David Ong. Where are you? David, where's Jason? Jason Ho, mana you? Not here. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for mentoring him, walking with him in his certain time of his life. And I'm very appreciative. And of course, Victor had this idealistic thinking that if he had the perfect formula, all the ones that he's discipling will follow Jesus totally. Is that right? Yeah, but that formula didn't work because God was teaching him to rely on the Lord for people's lives, not on his own. So there was a lot of, like, say, raw skills that God was maturing in you. So he went through some hard knocks of life, which is always good for us. And then the caveman, Victor, there's this song. I think it's called, I'm not very good. Who's that guy? Perfect. Ed Sheeran. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Guess who? I mean, the rest of the lyrics are not really applicable, but there's one other line. I know Victor's been telling me. He found a woman stronger than anyone he knows. He keeps telling me that. And I know Victor is going to say that tonight, I think there's a last lyric, the lyrics of the song. Tonight you look perfect, Deborah. And I will give thanks to God for being the perfect matchmaker. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to bringing these two guys up, the parents, and all of you. And of course, here is the disciplinarian. And I am the one who gives the treats. And I think God is like that, you know, stands for justice. And yet, no sin should go unpunished or any wrongdoing. But he loves us and he sent Jesus. And that is the mercy and grace of God. And thank you for family and friends. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Really appreciate it.
But a fun fact about Victor coming from a sister point of view, as you guys know, he's always wanted brothers, and in the end, he had to make do with all four sisters, and he just made us all brothers. So he Batista bombed us, he choke slammed us, he also made us down ginger ale, 1 liter of ginger ale from as a punishment of some game that he created for us to fail. We also picked up all the ping pong balls from the drain, and we were his beating bags basically. But something good about Victor is he's also very good at words. And he can be funny sometimes. I have a business called Waka Waka Gelato, and he's the one that actually came up with the name. So people always ask me, why Waka Waka? And I asked my brother. But to his credit, everyone tells me that Waka Waka is very memorable, very easy to remember, and it's funny. It's got character. I'm like, yeah, that's not me. So yeah, he also called one of the flavors outside. Instead of Carlsberg sorbet, he called it Childsberg. It's a pun of Carlsberg, but it's also a shandy flavor, so it also makes sense that it's milder, I guess.
Welcome Victor to the family. Actually, there's one thing I want to share about Victor that it's really, really crucial to me and my whole family as well. So, actually, I want to talk about how he is very honest and very transparent. Of course, to my sister, but to all of us as well. So I remember, usually in our family gatherings, we like to share testimonies. We like to share our life experiences and how we've grown through that, how we have all, how God has really, brought us through all those moments. And one thing that I see in Victor is that he is really transparent, really honest with how we grew up, what we went through. And I just want to say, I really, really love